I'm calling in the creator to the CEO who crave creating community and cash to create it like a boss. With me, Katrina Julia, as your host, multi-passionate entrepreneur, creator, and CEO who has walked from fear to faith, self-hate to love, corporate to calling, and continues to, with experience in 7+ industries, 7,000+ creators and startups, to creators to Fortune 500 brands, including Google, NBC, Victoria's Secret, and more. If you are ready to create it like never before in faith, wellness, wealth, marketing, business, travel, and more, this is the show for you. If this is your time to have freedom in all forms as you create it like a boss, let's create it. Welcome to the ultimate travel guide for digital nomads for solo and group travel. If you love the content on here, I encourage and invite you to check out Uptime, the new app that has 5-minute hacks to help you in different areas of your life where I am a creator on. So instead of being at a loss on where to start with your travels, this ultimate travel guide will guide you with solo and retreat top destinations around the world, cost of living comparisons by major US cities, and how to save and make money when you travel. My favorite quote is, "There is a limitless world inside of me and you. Create the world you want to see and go out and see the world around you." By me, Katrina Julia. So many people make this mistake of waiting to live life. The truth is, when you align vision, possibilities, and actions, traveling in ways you never imagined is possible. Beyond what you may have imagined, created, or experienced, it is possible to live and travel more, whether it is part or full-time travel, solo and or global retreats. It is not only possible to step out of your comfort zone, but to live outside of it in ways that blow your mind. There are destinations around the world that welcome digital nomads and solo travelers and retreat goers alike with wide open arms. In this guide, I am sharing the ultimate tips, tools, and tech that will help you create it. Not to mention, also, if you haven't yet checked out my video on travel full time for almost 2 years on my YouTube channel at Limitless Global Girl, I definitely invite you to check it out. So let's talk about 3 ways to grow with solo travel. And for you to identify 3 ways, I'm going to give you a lot more, but this is for you to decide which ones are the most important for you. So, 1, self-discovery. Solo travel provides an opportunity for self-reflection and personal growth. It allows women and men alike to discover more about themselves, their strengths, and their capabilities. It allows us to do that as humans. And I can definitely say from my experiences and my travels to over 36+ countries, it's helped me grow in ways I never imagined, from acceptance to understanding to compassion to seeing things done in different ways. Independence. Traveling alone fosters a sense of independence and self-reliance, of being able to figure it out or asking for help. It encourages us to make decisions, solve problems, and navigate new environments. Confidence building, overcoming challenges and navigating places that are unfamiliar absolutely builds confidence. And as a often solo female traveler, this regularly challenges women and us to step out of our comfort zones and boost self-reliance and resilience in ways that we may not encounter otherwise. Cultural immersion. Traveling alone often encourages more interactions with local and fellow travelers. This immersion in different cultures fosters a deeper understanding of the world and broadens our perspectives. Whether it's me being in places like Bulgaria right now, or recently in Mexico, or soon in Asian destinations or others, I am constantly in awe and wonder of discovering different cultures, ways of thinking, and being in different places around the world. Flexibility and freedom. Solo travel allows women to set our own schedules and priorities and have the flexibility to change plans spontaneously, explore at our own pace, and focus on personal interests. Some of my favorite things to do, whether I'm traveling or not, is to, yes, set an intention, set a plan, but then literally let surprises or new explorations literally interrupt my flow or interrupt my day. Empowerment. Taking the initiative to plan and execute a solo trip empowers women to take control of our lives. It reinforces the idea that we are capable and empowered and powerful of achieving our goals as women. Enhance problem solving. Oftentimes, when I travel the world, I get to face challenges like figuring out how to get to new destinations, navigating transportation, language barriers. I do speak four languages. I speak, well, I'd say four and a half because I speak English. Spanish is now, I would consider, my second language and the most fluent in every way. Third would be Polish because I am fluent, but I don't necessarily write and I read some like on a second grade level. And Bulgarian, to I understand a lot and I speak some, but I'm nowhere near as fluent, for example, as I am in Spanish. And then I'm relearning Portuguese as well. Safety awareness. Solo travel absolutely heightens our awareness as women to be even more aware of our surroundings and to prioritize safety. And this increased awareness extends beyond travel and may positively impact overall awareness. Empathy and open mindedness. Experiencing different cultures firsthand absolutely fosters empathy and open mindedness. I loved when I traveled full time through 3 continents and 10 countries, 2020 through 2022, whether it was Mexico, Costa Rica, Honduras, Guatemala. It absolutely opened my eyes to even more diverse perspectives and lifestyles. Freedom of choice. Choosing activities, destinations, and experiences based solely on our own preferences helps us also know that we are worthy of those choices and tailoring those journeys to our own interests, our own dreams, and desires. On my YouTube channel and on the Uptime hack, you may also find my video on Guatemala's most magical hotel that I got to visit as well. So choose 1 to 3 growth areas from what I illustrated and implement these in your own city and or wherever you're traveling to next with an experience you haven't done before. Identify your next steps, whether it's to align the growth areas to an activity like taking a tour, an art class, visiting a museum all by yourself. That's often what I would do even when I was in Atlanta, a staycation, and or planning your next destination to a different state, a different country, a different continent. Taking the first step to create it. Prioritize, plan, and take action to create it on your top 3 action steps. Rinse and repeat. Now let's shift into exploring retreats and group travel. If you didn't know, I've led over 5 different retreats through Costa Rica, through Cuba, through Barcelona, through London, and I've also hosted and created workshops and corporate trainings and corporate rollouts, including for Sarbanes-Oxley and for compliance, for anywhere from 10 to 3,000 plus people. One of my favorite group experiences that I created that's still in existence today is the World of SHSU at Sam Houston State University, where I created an incredible multicultural festival and talent show with foods from different cultures and talent experiences too. And with group and retreats, they provide a structured environment for self reflection and for personal development in ways that we can't imagine. That is something what I love to create on our created retreats to transform and travel to help, women explore the values, explore beliefs and vision and dreams and desires from being to creating with our workshops, with community service in whatever destination that we are in, with adventure, and then with that in mind, improved well-being. Having and attending retreats that focus on well-being, integrating elements like healthy nutrition. Like at our retreats, we always integrate smoothie bowls, Herbalife nutrition, chefs, and incredible food as well, and physical fitness, and then of course mindfulness practices. This also introduces, integrates, and improves overall health. Connection with like minded individuals. Retreats provide an opportunity to connect and create with like minded communities that share similar interests and values, and building relationships and co creating in an aligned environment with energy that aligns is priceless. Increase self awareness through workshops, activities, adventures, introspection. Retreats help communities gain a deeper understanding of yourself. And this increased self awareness absolutely may lead to positive life changes, especially if that is something you desire, and especially with a humble spirit. Relaxation and rejuvenation. Oftentimes, retreats may give a first time break for women for the first time ever, allowing that space to completely unplug, recharge, and this relaxation and the activities and adventure and the changes in environment absolutely can shift energy and lead to rejuvenation and clarity like you never imagined. Even though I lead retreats, it is absolutely on my list in 2024 and beyond to participate in communities and or retreats myself, from wellness to mindset to faith-based to community environments as well, that likely you'll be hearing about on my show as well. Skill development. So, some of what I talked about, like workshops, like for example, at my retreats, we host wellness workshops, wealth, business, and different types of workshops, like thinking things like six pack of wealth, like your own business plan using an incredible tool called Live Plan, like social media integration with AI, like 5 steps to launch like a boss, and more. And that way you leave with so much new inspiration and transformation and the ability to create it. Emotional healing. They provide a safe space to really dig deep into your own expression and your own healing. Whether it's, let's say you're creating a retreat and or you want to attend a retreat that has guided sessions and therapeutic activities. And that's some of also what I'm setting an intention for, not only in our and my own retreats, but in others that I desire to attend. Digital detox. So many retreats encourage participants to disconnect from tech, and we absolutely have a minimum of one day, and then we do a digital detox with an adventure day, and then we also encourage, like past a certain time, that you disconnect, and then we always ask, for example, that phones are on silent or apart from us, especially when we're doing workshops and activities. Renewed focus and clarity. Of course, when you think about all these things and stepping away from demands of daily life and then introducing and integrating these new experiences, this new inspiration leads to a shift in perspective and increased connection and clarity. And many times people, when they come back from a retreat, they feel a renewed sense of focus and fire. So, what type of retreats interests you to experience, and or perhaps it's a vision of yours to create retreats too? And that is something that I help people do as well, whether it's an intensive one day or part of an experience at a retreat. So, have you explored any retreats yet? Perhaps family, friends, and coworkers you know would love to experience one too. Bali New Year, New You retreats for women. It's the Bali Blowout Black Friday. This is your last chance to raise your hand and your heart for the Black Friday Bali Blowout for our New Year, New You retreat for December 31st through January 7th. And I deeply desire to have an intentional community with like minded women. And that's why I'm offering a Black Friday Bali New Year, New You blowout with Refer a Friend. Get 50% off your retreat and or refer 3 friends and get your retreat free. If you're raising your hand in your heart to qualify for the Bali blowout, you and your friends must complete the online assessment, the creator call, and pay in full before Black Friday ends at midnight Eastern Standard Time. You can find everything you need at the link in the show notes for the Bali blowout and at www.fitlifecreation.com/retreats. I can't wait to create it. There is a world waiting for you to explore. With the cost of living and inflation in the US on the rise and rent alone ranging from $2,000 to $5,000 in cities like New York, Miami, Atlanta, and California, travel is more than a destination. If financial freedom is on your horizon, you will love not only the idea of saving, but also making money when you travel the world. Imagine working remotely, sunshine in the sea, creating ebooks, recording podcasts, courses, content, and retreats anywhere and everywhere in the world. If you haven't yet checked out my incredible Black Friday toolkit, definitely check that out in the link in the show notes. While destinations for digital nomads and hotspots may change, here are some of the top destinations in 2023 and 2024. Bali, Indonesia. It is no surprise that Bali is rated in the top 3 consistently for both solo and group travel. Known for its affordable cost of living, beautiful landscapes, adventure, and thriving community of digital nomads. Medellin, Colombia. I had the pleasure of experiencing Medellin as well as Bogota and Cartagena, Colombia in 2022. And you can definitely check those out on my top 10 blog series, both on the blog and on the show. It offers a pleasant climate, a growing expat community, and a lower cost of living compared to many Western countries. They call it the city of eternal spring. Lisbon, Portugal. I had the pleasure of spending about a month in 2022 as well on the Algarve coast in Portugal and loved it. And I did do a day trip when my parents came to visit me in Portugal for about a week. We did a day trip in Lisbon and I loved it as well. We did it in a eco-friendly little tuk-tuk that was pink that you can check out on my top 10 for Portugal as well. It combines a rich cultural experience with a relatively affordable cost of living and mild climate and beautiful places to explore all around Portugal as well as the coast. Barcelona, Spain. I have visited Barcelona now over 3 times and love it. And I keep going back for a number of reasons. You can also find blogs and shows about Barcelona offering a fantastic quality of life, both incredible city experiences, food markets, being along the coast. I love taking a boat ride, incredible architecture, and I love visiting Park Güell and Casa Batlló. It has a creative atmosphere and diverse culture. Mexico City, Mexico. I did spend about a month in Mexico in City in November 2021, as well as about a week or so in 2022, boasting a rich cultural heritage, affordable living costs, and also a growing community of digital nomads and expats. And you can also find an amazing guide on Mexico City, as well as Tulum, Bacalar, Valladolid, Merida, and Playa del Carmen on my blog and on my show. In comparison to the digital nomad destinations, the ones for global retreats vary based on theme, as well as considering or thinking about wellness, spirituality, adventure, or education. As I shared earlier, Bali is consistently in the top 3 to 5 for both solo and group travel. Its tranquil surroundings, lush landscapes, rich spiritual atmosphere. Just like Bali is popular for solo travel, it is a popular destination for wellness and spiritual retreats, and why I am focusing on that destination for our retreats and co living next. Sedona, Arizona. Arizona is a place that I've traveled to before, both with family and on my own. And it is also somewhere that I'm targeting for retreats coming up, as well as travel for its incredible canyons like the Antelope Canyon, and then also incredible energetic vortexes like Sedona has, stunning red rock landscapes. And Sedona often also attracts spiritual and healing retreats. Santorini, Greece. I had the pleasure of stopping in Santorini on a stop with Royal Caribbean, hashtag not sponsored yet. And I promised myself I would be back. You guys, I was in awe and wonder as I stopped there with my parents. I have it was such a great day, just even watching the views. And it was so funny because my mom and I, my dad took the cable up, but then my mom and I on the way down, we decided to do the pathway with the donkeys. And my dad was like, "You guys are crazy." And we didn't realize, like, I rode the donkey, but it was literally like a movie moment, you guys. My mom was walking alongside me, but she was literally like almost running the whole way down like the pathway to avoid shit falling from the donkeys. Like, it was so hilarious, like literally a movie moment. So, with its breathtaking views of the Aegean Sea and charming whitewashed architecture, Santorini is a popular choice for wellness and relaxation retreats. And I can tell you, as someone who has stopped in Santorini before, the pictures do not do it justice. Like, it is that beautiful and beyond. Costa Rica. Costa Rica's diverse ecosystems offers a backdrop for eco-friendly and adventurous retreats. It's known for its blue zone in certain spots in the country, and retreats for yoga, surfing, and nature immersion. I led my first retreat in 2016 in Costa Rica and promised myself I would be back as well. I kept that promise. In 2021, I visited La Fortuna, I visited Monteverde, Manuel Antonio, and San Jose and Escazú, and then returned for an incredible project with 3 travel brands in the Osa Peninsula, which has been named as the top biodiverse place on the planet by National Geographic. It is breathtaking and beyond. And definitely check out my top 10 guides and my videos on Costa Rica, on the blog, on the show, and on my YouTube channel at Limitless Global Girl. Speaking of, also within the Uptime hack, as well as within my YouTube channel, you will find a breathtakingly beautiful video on transform and travel in our Cuba retreat. And you can also find it at fitlifecreation.com/retreats, or in the link in the show notes on the Bali blowout that was created by Trey and by Preston with weekend voyagers on our Cuba retreat. So take action to create it. Explore solo or group travel possibilities. Imagine being and creating in 3+ destination in 2024 and beyond. Have you explored communities like ours at Create It, Wonderful, and or book retreats? Side note, book retreats is where we often co-market and co-create and list our retreats to showcase to retreat goers and retreat leaders alike. Have you compared your existing expenses versus traveling? So here's where we get real, and I invite you to compare your current expenses wherever you are in the world, especially in the US or Europe, versus a month at an Airbnb at a destination like maybe Croatia or Larnaca or somewhere else that you may want to explore at the destination of your choice, or co-living in a destination like Bali. And you can take my free assessment if you are raising your hand and your heart for our Bali experience for the new year, new you, via the link in the show notes. What is your next step to create it? Maybe your time is in 2024 and there is no accident that you have come across this blog and this show. Maybe it is now your time to experience or expand your solo and or your group travel. What is your next step to create it? Is it choosing a destination? Is it setting up a plan to compare your current living versus future living outside of the country? Is it canceling your lease? Is it emailing a community? Airbnb your home, and or setting up remote work, to name a few ideas. Or maybe it's going ahead to launch that first freebie, launch that first ebook, launch the course. Whatever it is for you, put together a plan. And I would highly recommend an incredible tool like what I use, ClickUp, to outline your steps from A to Z. The ultimate travel guide for digital nomads for solo and group travel will empower and educate you to create it. With clarity on solo and group travel benefits, top global destinations, ways to save and make money, and open yourself up to the possibilities, let the adventure of your life begin. I am so grateful that you are here and you are tuning in. Leave a review on the show. Tag me on social at Katrina Julia Fit, at Fit Life Creation. And as always, friends, remember, create, transform, and inspire. You are born to. Speaking of Bali and blowouts, are you part of a brand that is looking to have incredible content done by the sun and the sea? Are you thinking about your UGC, user generated content needs for 2023 and 2024 and beyond? If you would love to connect and create it with me, definitely check out some insights and examples at www.bit.ly/create it like a boss. And or if you're interested, email content done for me to info@fitlifecreation.com, and we will be in touch to create it. All the free chats on faith, wellness, money, marketing, business, and travel, so you create a life and business you already. Head on over to the blog, the podcast, and the freebies to jumpstart your transformation. If you're ready to dive into the online courses, the live events, or the retreat, and if you want to create with our community on an even deeper level, definitely check out our internships, our influencer collaborations, management, and brand engagements. Let's create it.